What is up, obscure mic people? It is Bart coming back at you, and today I'm going to play with the boob tube. Not really. I'm going to play with a tube microphone, and it is the Behringer or Behringer T-47. It is a small diaphragm capsule inside this huge freaking mic. Behringer T-47 tube mic. I picked it up for like $80. And now it's on its way to a new home, so it has to go on obscure mics, even though it wasn't even close to being in the pecking order to being reviewed, but that is okay. Let's talk about what the microphone comes with. It comes in a metal carrying case with a super long 9-pin cable, I believe, multi-pin cable of some kind. It comes with a power supply. It comes with the microphone. It comes with a shock mount that the microphone indeed fits in. And that is just about it. Now, this microphone, I think it's still in production. I'm not 100% on that, but this is the sound of a tube microphone in the studio being powered by the power supply here. We've got the PSU-T power supply. Luckily, I got this thing in just absolutely phenomenal shape. The power supply does have a low-cut filter on. I'll just go ahead and demo that real quick. Low-cut filter is now engaged. I don't really tell a difference from it, really, not in my headphones. But let's run this microphone through its paces. There are no filter switches or anything like that on the microphone. It is just the mic. The build quality's fine. I think the aesthetics are pretty damn cool. I mean, it looks beefy. Shock mount works well. It's nothing special. It's mostly plastic with just your standard bands, but the bands are still in good shape as well. As you can see on the mic, we've got a nice little lit up tube there. Okay, I digress. Let's do the test real quick. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Yes. Now, when we get right on top of the microphone, this is what it sounds like when you're right on top of the Behringer T-47. Now we're going to do off-axis rejection. Yes, on a big old tube mic. Talking into the front of the microphone. Now we're going to go 90 degrees to the side of the microphone. That's not too bad, actually. Now we're going to go 180 degrees on the microphone. 90 degrees yet again. Back to a 180. And then back around to the front of the microphone. Behringer T-47. I will say, like, it does have a nice warm low end. I'm not, it's not anything overly warm. Like, I think I could use just a regular condenser and probably find one with this kind of warmth. So not real surprising coming from Behringer, but it does sound pretty solid. It does sound smooth. It does have a little bit of a funky frequency in the mids to my ears, just a little something off there, but otherwise not a bad sounding mic. Not a bad sounding mic at all. Now, granted, I don't love tube mics. I don't like the power supply. I don't like everything cluttered up. And especially just for spoken word, podcasting, all that good stuff. That's not really my forte, is to have all this crazy stuff sitting around. I just want to be able to, you guys know me, I'm a light carrier. I like to travel light setup. This is a little much for me. I'm not really willing to travel all over the world with this thing. But as far as hooking it up, having some fun with it, and maybe if you're into recording music, vocals, and all that good stuff, and you just want a one-time set it and forget it situation, this might work for you. It really does not sound bad at all. I could actually see some pretty solid vocal tracks being laid down with this thing, but I digress. Let's take the Behringer T-47, give it the BB-SAR treatment, and as I'm doing the BB-SAR, on recordinghacks.com, this microphone's MSRP was $350. I imagine on the used market you can get it from $150 to $250. I think that's an okay deal if you want your first tube mic, but I do think you can get a similar sound out of a different mic without the power supply, rather than just focusing and honing in on a Behringer tube mic, which I've got another one on the way, as long as the new tube fixes the noise problem that I have with it. But Behringer T-47 BB-SAR time, I personally think for, the 150 to 250 you're going to have to pay for this thing. I think on the BB-SAR, the best I can do, even though it sounds perfectly solid, is a 5. Not a great deal, not a bad deal. It's a decent deal if you want to get into tube microphones. Maybe this is something you want to mod. Maybe you do just love the sound of it. Maybe it fits someone's voice perfectly. Probably not mine, though. For $150 to $250, there's a lot more mics that I think offer easier setup, bang for the buck. King B2, there's a lot of condenser mics in that $150 to $250 range, and this is more for fun, or more of a collector's item, in my opinion. That being said, I don't hate it at all. I think it's pretty solid, just not a great deal. If you find it for $80 like I did, by all means, might be a fantastic deal. Otherwise, you have to really be sold on the sound, which I am not. It's good, smooth, but it's still a little pricey for a Behringer small diaphragm tube condenser. Just something doesn't sit well about that to me, but maybe it will you. Obscure Mics. Peace out.